All right, everybody, we picked up a lift kit for the 4runner. It's going to be about a 2.5 inch lift. Got a little spacer on it because these springs are going to have it up a little high in the rear. But we got Tundra springs on it, some Tundra rear springs, and then just the Bilstein lifts. And we're going to have to get some rear shocks for it. I picked this up secondhand, but we're going to throw some videos together of putting everything on and then go from there. Gonna go over the Tundra upgrade. Went ahead and put the rotors on, calipers and pads. Everything bolted right up. There's no issue. I've even threw the wheel back on to make sure it clears. That's a 16-inch wheel. And it doesn't rub at all. If you do rub, a 1/4 inch spacer or something like that would just complete the whole issue. But all of that was easy. I mean, it needed new calipers and new rotors anyway, so I went ahead and just upgraded it while I was here. Only thing I've noticed is that they're a lot thicker, which should help with heat and stuff like that, so we'll see if it helps. If not, it needs to be done anyway, so ain't nothing gonna hurt it. So now we're getting ready to pull this strut. Got the bolt out. I'm about to jack this side up, put some jack stands under it, and here in about 30 minutes, hopefully, just swap the new struts in and be good to go. Ripped the factory suspension out. It's got 283,000 on it. The bushing was shot, making a few sounds. You can tell they're about maybe 1.5 to 2 inches, and then we got a spacer on top. But I'm about to throw the new in, get rid of the old factory stuff. It was really nothing to it. Jacked up the bottom, pulled this bolt, pulled 3 bolts on top, and we're about to slide the new in. Probably gonna have to jack up this to get it spaced out, or either drop the jack. I'm not sure. I'm gonna put a time lapse on it. When I get done, I'll go over it and tell you what I did. All right, we got the brakes on. We got the new suspension on. This was no problem at all. Pull your 3 bolts off at the top and pull your bolt off at the bottom. That's a 19. Your top bolts are 9/16. Pull all those off, drops out. My sway bar is off for more flex, so everything really just dropped. With a sway bar, I've seen where a guy took a floor jack, or not a floor jack, but the factory jack for his car, and put right here, so it forces everything down to get the bottom bolts in. But with the sway bar disconnected, everything dropped down, and I was able to slide everything in pretty easy. So now we got to bleed this side of the brakes, put the tires on, bleed the other side. Front end and be good. We're gonna throw the springs in the back, and then lift and brake should be good to go. I got the driver's side rear spring in. I ended up just jacking the vehicle up. Took the shocks loose, the sway bar links loose, so everything would just drop. I was able to pull the factory spring out and just take a crowbar and push the other one in without using the spring compressor. So this side, I'm gonna do the same thing. So I got the factory in. I haven't got my shocks in yet, so when those get in, we'll be replacing the shocks too. But all I'm gonna have to do is just pick it up. Well, I said just pick it up and pull it out. That's all you have to do is just use some 4-wheel spacers. Really dangerous. If it falls, it's gonna knock me out, but you know, gotta do it for the Toyota. So, but the 3-inch spring, you have to have a pry bar to pry it in place. But Other than that, that's all it is to it. Finally got the lift on the 4runner. It's gonna show you what it looks like and also tell you about the Tundra brakes, and they help a lot. I recommend doing that for sure. But I was gonna do a little walk around and show you what it all looks like now that we're done with it and go from there. Like the video shows, the lift went on really easy. Everything was just slapping in place. Tundra brakes were well worth the upgrade on it, but it all just kind of slaps in place. No big deal. So, I mean, it definitely gave it a lot of ground clearance. I think before we had like 8 in the front. Now we have almost 12 in the front, just with a 3-inch lift. So hopefully now it won't be bottoming out on the ground. And then for the rear end, we had to take the receiver off because it was bottoming out pretty bad. But now we plan to build a whole rear bumper with the receiver tucked up in the back. So I think we might get away with putting the receiver back on and not getting destroyed, but we'll have to see how it goes. But just gonna do a little walk around and just show you what it looks like now with the 3-inch lift on it. I think it's pretty good. Even with the 265s, it doesn't look like tires are too small. Wouldn't hurt to go with 33. I think it'd fill it out a little better, make it look a little better, a little meaty. But as of right now, I'm gonna leave it like it is and roll with it.